So good morning, everybody. This is another very beautiful, um, one-of-a-kind weekend. It's a weekend that's marked by so much grace, so much calmness, and as usual, I like to give my thoughts. I like to give my perspective, my opinions about the Premier League world, about soccer. We love soccer and can't get tired of talking about soccer. So this weekend has been great. This weekend we've got some great, very interesting fixtures lined up. And before I get into the soccer analysis part of this video, I would like to really appreciate and commend those that have fervently been watching my content across all the social media platforms. You guys have been great. You guys have been amazing in so many ways. I feel blessed. I'm very happy. And that's what gives me the motivation, the morale, and the energy to just keep going, just keep spouting out new stuff, new content. Especially on TikTok, we've been thumping those streets really hard. I mean, that part of the village, we've rolled up with great razzmatazz. There you go. Yeah, just with great impact. So many followers, so many likes, and the content is much appreciated. On TikTok, which is really good. On Facebook too, and extending out or by and large to other social media platforms like Facebook, Threads, Snapchat. So I just really appreciate collectively all the support that you guys have advanced me. Anyways, so let's jump right back onto the soccer analysis. So I'm going to start with Arsenal. So Arsenal had a very great game on the weekend. They played yesterday. They played Nottingham Forest. That game, Arsenal won comfortably. They managed to pull a thrashing 3-0 win. That's the kind of a win that puts them on a very good advantage as far as the table goes. I don't really have much to say about that game. I want to move on to other games that played yesterday. So another game that aired yesterday was the Manchester City Tottenham's game. That game was a very depressing game for me. I expected them to at least shake off the dust and be able to rediscover themselves, be able to find their winning ways against these Tottenham side. In their own turf at Etihad Stadium, you expect Manchester City to at least win their games there. But yesterday, it turned out a very humiliating game. They got thrashed. I mean, it was bad. It was a huge defeat, extreme humiliation, 4-0. Tottenham is not an easy team to play. They have demonstrated that they belong up there with the big boys. They've got great players. Maddison, he scored 2 very crafty goals. That master class. Masterful performance or masterful display maintained on or retained on throughout the game, making it so hard for this Manchester City side to find a breakthrough. Um, I mean, this marks the fourth uh, weekend. Manchester City have fallen to the sword for the defeat in succession. Very sad. I think there's some few things that need revisiting. They need to find some hard solutions to what's ailing the team. We can't keep losing week in, week out. It's becoming too much. We have a great coach. I think the players, I mean, they seem to play okay yesterday. Maybe a bit complacent, but to the most, or rather for the most part, they seemed solid. They seem to be trying. So I think we should just carry on building on, the small momentum that we've tried to, pile together. I know yesterday was quite a denting game. I mean, losing by 4 goals, that's too painstakingly horrible. But then it's very important for us or for Manchester City not to lose their head. Just keep the fight on. We've got some very tough fixtures coming up. We have Liverpool lined up next. And I mean, that's a mother of all games. I don't know what's going to happen in that game, especially based on our current form. But I'm hopeful that by then they would have tried to bring in some few tweaks, some few changes here and there, just so to try and adjust or confront some of these loopholes that are making us lose games. Anyways, moving on, Chelsea again against Leicester City. Chelsea, they have been phenomenal. They have been great. They managed to comfortably sail through with a 2-1 win against this Leicester City side. In this game becomes a very pivotal game for these Leicester City's side, because this game gets to decide on if they'll stick to their current coach or if the management would look to drop the coach or keep him, because there have been rumors just roaming around that he might be losing his job. So this game might be, I'm not saying might be, the game that will break the Camel's back. Hope not. I mean, I like this coach. I like his style. And Leicester have had it rough for a while, but he's been trying. They've won some games. They won, I think, one game against the top side. I can't remember, which club. But if the management decides, then I mean, that's what goes, right? Anyway, so moving on, we had some great other games that played. Aston Villa, Crystal Palace. This is another game that didn't disappoint. So many goals, a tie. Nobody expected Crystal Palace to hold on to these Aston Villa, a very informed Aston Villa side to a draw. So that game was drawn, a 2-2 draw, and that puts Crystal Palace up. I mean, like much, or rather a distant from the relegation zone. So they've been doing really good, great squad. I love to watch them play. So Aston Villa, unfortunately, they're going to have to live to fight another day. Okay, so moving on, we've got some other games that played this weekend. Manchester United, Ipswich Town, a very great game. It started out really big, like with sparks and flares. Manchester United player, this striker by the name Rashford, he scored the first goal in the opening. I think a few minutes, a few seconds from the kickoff. Can't remember the precise, the precise duration or the exact, time, when he scored the first goal, but it was almost like right after that kickoff whistle. So they started out great with very incredible enthusiasm. And I was expecting them to keep that momentum going. But then again, Ipswich Town, they're not a small team anymore, American owned, and they've got very great players, good players. Hitchson, or Hatchson, can't remember his name correctly. But he was very phenomenal. He was very exceptional. He made great runs. He split and overran these Manchester United's defense a couple times. And another person that really kept Manchester United into this game is their goalie, Onana. Onana was good. He made some spectacular saves. There was this one save he made. I think that should go down on historic books as the best save a goalie has ever made in the Premier League. And all this is in the fight to keep them into the game and give them that one crucial, that one very essential point. And they managed to take that point home. So the game wound up a tie, 1-1. But the new coach has some work to do. He's got, he's brought with him good energy, a lot of passion. You could see some kind of revival or rejuvenation within the team, which is really good. But then going forward, he will have to make some critical adjustments to how this Manchester United team approaches games. Sometimes they can be too timid, too shy, too naive. More like in contrast with the old, outlook of a Manchester United team. So I don't know if he'll manage to bring that, more like that kick back into this team, because they really need that back. But today's game was a huge encouragement for him. The first game, first appearance for him, his debut, or what some people would call a premiere. So he coached the first time in the Premier League, so that was great. And he managed to get at least a point out of a very tight game, so which was great. Okay, so moving on, Wolves against Fulham. Wolves is my team. Wolves have been grinding out results. They've been playing with a lot of, just a lot of, forcefulness and a lot of, just passion behind the ball. These are guys that are ready to go at it every time they get paired with any team. So this weekend, actually that was yesterday, they had or managed to pull a very commanding win against the Fulham side at Craven Cottage. That's Fulham's turf. So they managed to win that game by 4-1. So that was very remarkable of them, and hopefully they'll continue displaying, they'll continue exhibiting these great form even in the upcoming fixtures. So I think that's all for today's highlights. I hope I didn't make this video way too long. But it's just a lot of games that I had to talk about, that I had to encompass in this video. So I hope you all have a great rest of your weekend, and we should catch up again on the flip side. All right, so thank you all.